Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning from eCarrierCheck's little play here area. I like this. My name is Jared Ross. I'm with Nate here this morning. Nate, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. It's good to be here. Got a special guest today, Ashley. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, I'm excited about today. Last week we went live with the freight broker. We talked about sales calls, cold calls, how effective they are. The community was, really engaged with, feedback and things like that. And and really what I want to talk about, before we jump into these calls, Ashley, is, just give people an understanding of, where you come from, what you've been doing. Tell us a little bit about your trial and error sort of mentality that you've got going on.
So currently, I just started off with being interested in the trucking industry. So in December, I took out the time to just do my research about what the industry was, to learn some of the different terms of the industry, different resources that I need to use to be able to become a dispatcher. And I took out about, I would say, about 4 or 5 months to just learn the background of it. And recently, I just began making cold calls,
Nice.
sending out cold texts, and also sending out cold emails. So far, with the feedback, I've interacted with people who pretty much say, I'm already with someone, but when I'm not doing my regular lanes, I would like to do business with you, but I may not want to do an agreement. I would just like to pretty much have you on standby. And then I've had individuals who, they may work with equipment that I may not feel too comfortable working with. So it's pretty much been up and down, but I'm pretty confident that eventually I'll land a carrier that fits for me and I fit for them as well.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. That's exciting. I know, Nate, obviously, Carrier Check, we serve a lot of different types of people in the logistics industry. We obviously serve dispatchers like Ashley. We serve freight brokers. We serve carriers. And really at the end of the day, we're really just trying to connect people with new relationships with people that they didn't have in their life.
Right.
Because I'm a big believer in you're literally one relationship away from changing the way your business is running, whether way you personally are happening.
Yep.
And Nate, tell us more about eCarrierCheck and what it does, how people can connect with us.
Yeah, definitely. Here at eCarrierCheck with our platform, we're like Jared likes to put it, we're sourcing utility software.
Yeah.
So it's nice, we're finding you these leads to carriers, brokers, shippers. We also have a way for you to start communicating to those carriers as well. So it's really cool we can do that. And also keep you organized. So if you're struggling with that, check out eCarrierCheck. We do demos, every Monday night, 6 p.m. Eastern, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 2 p.m. Eastern. So check us out. Sign up for a demo to eCarrierCheck and come see how we can help you on this journey. That's what we're here to do with Ashley today. We're trying to be a part of her journey and trying to help her along this path. She's new to the game, so we love working with types of people that are just new to the game because we want to help you. So
yeah, absolutely. I think you mentioned something that I really like, and this is how we met, Ashley, is our community is just really, it's just a great community to be a part of. It's very encouraging. It's a very, spirited sort of community that allows people to help them grow.
Yep.
And on Wednesdays, when you're, a subscriber of eCarrierCheck, we do a live, kind of Q&A, not so much live in a sense of, like we're doing right now, but like more of a, hey, let's do a Zoom internal, let's talk strategy, let's get real deep and personal. And so I love our community. I'm a big believer in it. If you're watching, check us out on the different social platforms, right? We're on YouTube, we're on TikTok, we're on LinkedIn. And that's how we grow. Really at the end of the day is through social media. This is essentially how we grow. So actually, let's talk about cold calling. Obviously, you've done a little bit. You've done some cold emails. I kind of want to talk about that a little bit too. But I'd really like to know, from the first call to the last call you've made in just the last day or two, right? What's changed? What have you figured out? What are you starting to, oh, I need to say this? Or tell me kind of your strategies when it comes to cold calling.
So when I initially started cold calling, I started off by abruptly just introducing myself. So now when I do cold calls, I first ask, um, I just say, hi, my name is Ashley. It's now a great time to speak with you. Before I just go into my whole overall pitch of my company and everything, so that I can give them time to actually um, say what they need to say. So up until now, which actually today, the route that I would like to take is just introducing myself, and then letting them know, hey, I would like to send you a text message, and in that text message, it will include my website and it'll include my contact information. And you also can reply to that text and let me know what's a good time and date that works for you to meet with me next week.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. It's definitely, obviously there's a lot of different ways to communicate, right? You can pick up the phone, you can send, emails, you can text. Obviously, texting seems to continue to be, the easiest way to communicate to a certain extent. Um, and people just like that. I think after, the last few years, you've seen people just continue to just back away from relationships or back away from being able to talk to people in a certain extent, right?
Right.
I know I'm a little bit introverted when it comes to being in large crowds or talking to people in some cases. So uh, I can understand, and I love that strategy, Ashley. So talk to me about what your company goals are. Where are you trying to get to, and what's the ultimate goal? Like, what's the ultimate goal? What are you trying to go to?
So my ultimate goal is to have this company be a company that can actually outlive me, and
Okay.
it could be a company that can enhance people's overall lives. I would like to eventually work my way out of the company so that I can offer other people opportunities to have a leadership position, so that they can manage other dispatchers and help them grow. And I'm hoping that this works out. And if not, which I'm pretty positive that it will, there are other things that I can do. I can actually just teach courses and train others to be able to teach courses. But my ultimate goal is for this company to outlive me and enhance people's overall lives.
Yeah, there's
I,
nothing wrong with
yeah,
that.
Ashley, one thing we were chatting before this, obviously, I feel like you are definitely the type of person you just want to help other people, and I love that about you. That's awesome. That's awesome. I really do appreciate that. And hey, everyone on TikTok, thank you for being here. Jump on our YouTube channel. You can check us out there. You'll be able to see us live in Ashley's on there as well. So
Yeah.
thanks for being here.
Kyle, good morning. It's good to talk to you.
What's up,
And then
man?
we just had a user ask you, what's your company name, Ashley, if you don't mind?
Sure. So my company's name is Lacey Connect Logistics, and that's also our name on Facebook,
Okay.
Instagram, and Twitter as well. And the website is www.laceyconnectlogistics.com.
I love that. I
That's
love
awesome.
that. Well, I'm excited that you're on. I say we get kicked off here and let's start doing some calls and seeing where it's going. Again, we don't necessarily want to hear the company's name or even the conversation. We just want to hear you, and then whatever happens in that particular case, it happens. We'll break it down and talk about what we thought was good, what we thought maybe could be changed a little, and then from there, let's move to the next call. Right. So let's do this, Ashley. Let's start the grind.
Sure. So I'll start calling, and if they don't pick up, then I'll just start another call.
Okay.
So,
And feel free to leave a voicemail, whatever you think is effective for you.
okay. Let's see.
I think the one thing, Ashley, I'm going to just talk while you're kind of doing your
Okay.
thing. I think the one thing that's really interesting about cold calls is, obviously Ashley's taken the time. She's got a list. She's prepared that list. She's researched them, right? When you start talking, Ashley, I'm going to shut up.
Okay.
um, but you can tell she's got the right mindset, right?
Yeah.
Here we go. Here we go.
It's still ringing.
Okay.
Yeah, you definitely got to be in that mindset
You
in this
do.
industry. I was on the phone with the lady this morning, and she mentioned about making cold calls, and I said, try to space out a day for research, space out a day for cold calls. So.
The other thing that I like about right now, how's that going, Ashley?
So I'm gonna leave a voicemail.
Yeah, do your thing. The other thing that I really like about right now, how many dispatchers, right? Well, here she goes.
Hi, this is Ashley from Lacey Connect Logistics. I'm calling you to see if I can assist you with finding freight loads. You may contact me back at 850-778-3538. Thank you. Bye. So I try to make the voicemail very simple because I don't know if they want to listen to a long, drawn out voicemail, but I'm definitely open to feedback if you all think I can do that a little better. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, for me, if you say freight loads, it's kind of almost saying, two positives in a row in my mind.
Okay.
I personally, what I would say, Ashley, here's a couple things that I really liked. First off, I loved the tone of your voice. I liked, the simplicity of it. You introduced yourself, you said the name of the company, and you said the objection, right? Or the objective, right? The objective is, hey, I'm going to help you find some freight.
Okay.
Personally, what I would say is, hey, this is Ashley with Lacey Logistics, right? And what I'm hoping to accomplish is help you find freight that makes sense for your network. Give me a call back at 308, right? And if you don't say, I don't necessarily wouldn't say freight loads. I would just say, I'm looking to find freight that makes sense for your network, right? Then it's more personalized. It's actually something that they're like, yeah, if I can find more freight in Alabama, sign me up. You know what I mean? Or wherever they're out of, Florida, Georgia. It doesn't matter, right? Ashley, is there a strategy that you're using when you're looking at calling these companies? Are you calling, a certain age? Are you calling a certain geographic? Are you calling a certain type of equipment? What seems to be the strategy that you're using to find these people?
So that probably would take me into one of the things that I was looking at on the eCarrier site. So I do see it says find carriers or with the filters 3 months or more or a year or more, but I don't see anything that could limit the time frame, because what I find myself is if I see that they've had a company for 10 years, then I don't reach out to them because I'm under the impression that you have a dispatcher. So I at first I only was looking for carriers that started between the years of 2020 and 2022. And
Okay.
I've basically gone back as far as 2019, but I could use some feedback on whether I should reach out to companies with a longer timeline or those that just started.
Yeah, that's a good question, actually. I think this is something that you'll find through these calls, to be honest with you. I would always keep track of a couple things. This would be my feedback and my thoughts. Is Nate and I made a bunch of calls about a month ago, and we were calling a bunch of carriers to kind of just get some feedback to understand, what are dispatchers going through? How are they accomplishing what they're accomplishing? Are they able to get people? And so we called a bunch of people on Monday, and all these carriers that we called were around 90 to 120 days. Okay. And so it was one of those things where, we, 90 to 120 days is who we called, and we called on Monday at like 10, right? And it was one of those things where I'm like, okay, we called 40 people. I think we got 2 voicemails.
Yep.
We talked to one person and he was really upset. It was like, I'm like, here we go. And then we did the exact same thing on an afternoon on Friday, right? Which was crazy,
Yeah.
right? And we called 24 people on that Friday afternoon, and we talked to 21 or 22 people. And I tell you what, it was something that I really think is important. If you want to differentiate yourself, it may not be in the words. It could be the time of day you're reaching out, and it could be the age of the company, right? So when you're making your spreadsheet, Ashley, what I would suggest is I would write down, okay, here's the name of the company, here's their phone number, here's maybe their website that I looked at, here's their Facebook page, whatever it may be. And then what I would do personally is I would keep track of, okay, I called them on a Monday at 2, or I called them on a Sunday at 5. right? I would keep track of that. And then I would also keep track of what age of this carrier is, how old is this carrier? Because then guess what? Then you can go, you make 100 phone calls, you can go back and say, this worked, this didn't, this worked, this didn't. It's no different than with our marketing. Our marketing, we evaluate our marketing every 30 days. Nate and I look back and say, okay, we made a bunch of videos. What worked, what didn't? How do we go all in on what worked? And let's take away what didn't, right?
Right. And what's nice, Ashley, too, when he talks about that spreadsheet, like we talked the other day, you can do all that in eCarrierCheck. So make your list, leave your notes on those carriers, when you call and all that good stuff. And then you can export that list. And there's your Excel sheet, right? There's your spreadsheet. And like when we talk to, I'm a big fan, and Jared got me hooked on this, always have that action item.
Oh, yeah.
And I love that, too, because, when your voicemail, maybe you could tell that carrier, hey, I'll give you a call, maybe in the afternoon. So that way he's prepared. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, look at Kelvin. Kelvin's coming on here. By the way, we had a guy just say, hey, I have a Sprinter van with an MC, 2 months old, $1 million policy. It's really interesting how our community connects.
Yeah.
We can definitely reach out to you and go from there. Kelvin says something that I love. By the way, Kelvin is one of our users and has grown significantly.
Yeah.
And he says, he says, I would suggest you might just pop that up there. Well, with a proper valuation proposition, older companies will also be, will also be more likely to engage your services. I know a company that was started in 2008, and they recently made changes on how they approach dispatching and such. So Kelvin actually just, it's amazing how you've grown, Kelvin. I love that you're on today, by the way. Maybe we're going to have you on next week. But it's one of those things that open the funnel and see the trinkets at the bottom. Yeah. So I definitely like, Kelvin, maybe put in the suggestion box what a good prop value proposition would be, a proper value proposition. I'd love to hear that. Ashley, let's make another call, though. Let's keep her cooking here. I know we talked a lot there in between calls, but,
Okay.
Yeah, Kyle.
That would be a good filter. We're working on changing our filter functions, and there'll be a more specific date frame on there that we've kind of talked about. So that's something that Trevor and the programming team are working on. So,
and what's nice too with eCarrierCheck, if you're looking for those newer carriers like Ashley might be wanting to reach out to, we have a recently added section in our software too. So
yeah.
Okay. So calling now.
Here we go. Kelvin, if you're still on, I'd love to hear a good prop value proposition here. Let's get an example out there. Go to your YouTube. Yeah, check out our YouTube, because then you can see Ashley. Thanks for being on TikTok. I appreciate it.
So they didn't,
Ashley?
They didn't answer, and they don't have a voicemail set up.
Okay. Yeah, let's go to the next one.
Let's do another one.
This is the thing about cold calls, and this is why I think it's so important that you time block for this, right? There's a lot of these calls you're just grinding out, you're trying to do some outbound, and if you're not in that mindset, or you haven't taken time to do this, it's just one of those things that you've got to take the time, because this is what happens. You get voicemails, you get you get people that don't set it up, right? There's a lot of that. So you can make 500 outbound calls, and just for simple sake, just only talk to 5 people and get 3 appointments, right? Ashley's goal is, I want to send you a text so I can get more time with you at a proper time, not right now in the cold call. And I think that's really important. Ashley, how's it going?
I'm calling now. I'm calling another person now.
All right, here we go.
Thank you, Kay.
Yeah, Kay's on. I'm glad to hear that.
Oh, they picked up and hung up.
Oh, that happens, right? That's all right.
Let's try again. Let's see. We'll try another person. I'll try this.
Jared may actually listen to your feedback and we'll implement it. Yeah. Kyle, I always appreciate your feedback. I like that you're trying to get better. That's really all you can do. Ashley talked about earlier, is, kind of just trial and error. What works, what doesn't. Let's watch a YouTube video and see if I can implement that in there somehow, right? And I think it's that attitude, that mentality. If I get 1% better every day, you're going to get that scar.
Oh yeah.
How's it going, Ashley? How we doing?
Call someone else now. Let's see.
All right, here we go.
I'm hoping I can remember what you guys said about the voicemail part. Let's see.
It's okay.
Yeah. This sort of brings up an interesting question. More so from what Ashley just said right there is, do you have a script or not in a cold call?
I'm going to leave a message.
Yeah, do your thing. Do your thing.
Hi, this is Ashley from Lacey Connect Logistics. I'm calling to see if I can help assist you with finding freight in your area. You can call me back at 850-778-3538. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I remember everything you guys said. So I did remember don't put loaded freight together. So
that's okay. This is why we do that, right? Your next call is going to be a little bit different too. I think, when we talked the other day, it's all about changing up your strategies. If it's not working or if it doesn't sound good, Jared's a big fan of recording yourself. So maybe you record yourself and listen to yourself.
Right.
Back to what you were saying though about maybe a call script.
Yeah. I think this is kind of interesting. Do you have a call script or not? Right. And sometimes, when I first started in sales, in 08, right? Mm-hmm. Boy, that's a lengthy time. It was one of those things where I was like, well, do I need a script? Do I not? My problem is my mind is kind of like it's kind of mess. It's really, I focus is really something I struggle with. And so I always found the time that I needed to write down at least some bullet points and kept those bullet points in front of me until I got them memorized. And so I didn't necessarily Hitman. What's up, man? It's good to see you. We're doing calls on YouTube, man. Yeah, we got some dispatch calls.
I love your lives.
I do too. Your lives are nuts. But I definitely think, at least have bullet points, until you get that memorized. It's no different than an actor or an actress, right? They've got lines that they've memorized and then they deliver them in a movie, right? We're salespeople, right? And you kind of work through that methodology of, Kyle says, use the Shaggy method. Absolutely. Shaggy's got, here we go. Let's see. Kelvin says, your value will be addressing the customer's needs. Carriers struggle with well-paying loads, and if possible, reduce time with backhauls that are paying a decent rate. So address good rate, backhauls, reduce deadhead miles, and home time for companies seeking to outsource. Highlight how your services could help them improve efficiencies in their operation. If it shows quantifiable, that's a big word, money or a percentage improvement on ROI, decision makers will make more likely want to trust you to help them transition. Man, I love that. Woo! Kelvin, you're hot today, brother. Man, I love that. What is going on? Kelvin, you're just dominating right now. All right, well, let's go to the next call here, and then I'll jump into Kay Lane. How's it going there, Ashley? You left another voicemail?
So I left 2 voicemails, had one person pick up and hang up, and then one caller didn't have a voicemail. So,
all right, let's keep cooking. Let's see what's going on.
Let's see. Let's see.
Yeah. And then I think we try to figure out how do we implement what Kelvin's saying right here.
Mm-hmm. I wish I could memorize all this before.
No, you're totally fine. This is why we're doing it. You're just going to get better from here. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Hi, my name is Ashley. Is now a great time to speak with you? Yes, I'm calling about your company. I'm a dispatcher. Hi, so are you currently using dispatching services? Okay, are you interested in having another dispatcher? Alrighty, so what I would like to do is I would like to send you a text message And this text message will include my company's website, the contact information, and you can also respond back to that text message and let me know what's a good time and date next week to meet with you so that I can discuss with you our business plan, our rates, and you can give me more details about your company and what your company is looking for in a dispatcher. I'm currently located in the state of Florida, but I'm able to assist individuals in all 50 states. So I can set up a Zoom meeting with you, or we can do another phone call. It depends on what you're open to doing. Sure.
Awesome.
I love this. This is really good. Keep killing it.
Okay. Alrighty. So I'm gonna send you that text, and when I send you that text, if you wanted to include these details that you're sharing with me now, you can include those details too. Or when we have our next meeting, we can discuss it there. Does that work for you? Alrighty. Thank you for taking out the time to answer my call, and you have a great rest of your day. You're welcome. Bye bye.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm going to send you a message right now. So.
Man, I am jacked. Yeah, honestly, what a wonderful call. Hitman, by the way, yeah, we're practicing sales calls, man. Like, this is insane. We last week we had a broker on. This week we had a dispatcher on. Hitman, we'll get you on next time and just get weird.
Yeah, she sounded really good on the phone, didn't she? Yeah,
she did sound good. You know what? You asked some great questions, Ashley, which I think is really, honestly, I just feel like, at the end of the day, a good sales call has really good questions.
Open-ended questions, and I like that you have some really good questions.
You did. You asked him about his business.
Yeah.
You asked him to respect his time. Is this a good time?
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm jacked, Ashley. Nice job.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. First, but I was like, just get it out.
Yeah, let's go.
Did great.
I love that. Kay Lane is like, I'm so excited. Me too. I honestly, it's really entertaining to listen to you. Nice job. Your voice sounds great. I mean, just the questions came out well. It was really wonderful. It wasn't just jumbled. You know what I mean? Like, you weren't like hesitant on what you were asking next. You just flowed. So I love that. Ashley, I would love to have you do a couple more. You know what I mean? Like, let's hammer out like a couple more. I thought that one was really good. I'm excited to see, where that goes. What happens next for you, Ashley? I know you're about to make another call, but what happens next? Obviously, you're going to send them a text, right?
So I just sent the text while I was sitting here, and I'll just probably do another follow-up text just to make sure that they saw the text and say, hey, were you able to look at your calendar or your schedule to see what's a good day in time, or would you like me to select a date and time and just go from there? I don't necessarily want to call them right back again today.
Sure.
I pretty much want to keep it text wise because I've noticed more people respond to me more when I text them versus calling. So he sounded like he was interested. He said if it's a good deal, then he's willing to go with that flow, and hopefully everything works out. That's my next step, a follow-up text from the text.
Yeah. I definitely think that, the money is in the follow-up. I can remember some of the biggest accounts I got through my sales career were, I was either call 6, 7, 8, 9. One of the accounts I chased for 18 months. And, I would just send them value add. Hey, guess what? I know you're out of Georgia. Here's what local fuel rates are right now. But I know that you love to go to California. Here's some other fuel rates, just so you know what you're getting into once you get out there, so that you can figure out their costs. I think something that a lot of people struggle with, and here's some value add that, Kelvin kind of hit on, is, reducing deadhead miles and home time and things like that. one of the biggest value adds is actually just going to them and saying, hey, I would love to help you understand your costs. You know what? How much is your fuel costing? How much is this costing? How much is, how much is your factoring costing you? Things like that. So it's definitely one of those things that we have the ability to, you can help them with that value add is how do you figure out costs, right? So we have another lady joining us actually here. I believe her name's Leah. Leah's insane. She's going to make a couple calls with us as well. So Ashley, take just a break here. Maybe recoup after that wonderful call. We're going to add Leah to this call and just kind of keep the party going here. Leah, welcome.
Hi. Sorry. I'm in the process of setting a school up online to teach English. So I was dealing with that this morning.
I love that. We didn't even talk about Ashley's background. She's trying to become a PhD, and Leah's obviously, teaching school. It's so interesting the side hustles people have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love that.
I've been doing this for a minute, and I just found out that actually being able to speak English fluently and write it fluently is actually a federal requirement. So it's a compliance issue. So I'm offering online English as a second language classes.
Do you teach spelling? Because we're bad spellers.
Oh, we're terrible.
Me too, believe it or not.
Yeah,
me too.
That's why we went with such a simple name, eCarrierCheck. It just
yeah.
I can spell all that. You want me to spell onion or opinion right now? It's not going to happen. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So, I love that.
My apologies.
Well, Leah, welcome. Just to give you a quick update, we've been kind of breaking down cold calls. Ashley just had a wonderful call with a guy. It sounds like she's going to follow up with him with a text. And we've been really breaking down strategy of trying to get a carrier. When is a good time to call? How are those things going? So I'd love for you to join this mix here, Leah. Obviously tell us a little bit about what you do, Leah, besides teach English, from a business standpoint.
Well, we are actually taking this time to rebuild. We kind of step back because I actually, a lot of box trucks just kind of fell into my lap. But as you guys know, it's not that easy booking loads for box trucks. So we decided to just keep a few of them going right now as we kind of revamp our business. So we are in the process of offering consultations for cost analysis, also business startup. We can help with that. And we're also helping companies develop their short and long-term goals so that they can, make the best profit available.
Sure. Yeah,
as well.
That's the ultimate goal, right? We all need to make the buck, right? That's what it is.
So we actually have our first driver that's setting up with us for his cost analysis because he wants to purchase a Sprinter van. So I told him, I said, don't purchase the van yet. Let's look at the numbers and see.
Yeah. That's so true. I mean, a lot of people just go out and buy stuff and not really have a plan. Shaggy talks about this a lot is, what's your plan? Why are you doing what you're doing? Do you know what you're getting into? Do you realize the costs? Do you realize the compliance? Do you realize the insurance, the maintenance? I mean, do you realize all these things? Yeah.
So, luckily, he called me before he purchased it. He was like, what do you think? Should I do this? Should I not do this? I said, no, let's look at the numbers and then let's go from there. So,
I love it. I think that's a smart thing. And that's something that my wife likes to do for me. She's like, no, you need to think about what you're doing. So,
well, my partner is a banker. So, that's his specialty.
His specialty. All right. So Leah, let's talk about your cold call strategy and maybe make a couple calls. We'd love to hear you just to support the community and those people watching. Talk about, how you find carriers currently. And then from there, what seems to be the methodology when you're on the phone with them?
I go right to eCarrierCheck's list. I put in whatever I'm looking for, where I'm looking for it. It generates a nice little spreadsheet for me.
Yeah.
And then from there, I just start calling. And a lot of times carriers get afraid when you start using the word dispatcher.
Okay.
So as soon as I see that they may be a little bit leery, I don't use that word.
Okay.
Tell them, I'm just here to be a part of your team. and you're not obligated to run every load with me, but I want to be able to put you in my database so that if I do get a load and I know that's a lane that you're interested in, I can call and see if you're available.
Yeah.
This is a really good example too, because Ashley actually used the word dispatch, and it worked out great for her. So it's a good example because things work differently for other people. You know what I mean? So everyone
Yeah.
watching, don't be afraid to try something new. Like
Yeah,
Leah's doing something different. It's working. Go
You
with
just
it.
got to get a feel for whatever they're comfortable with. If you think they're a little bit leery, then I just kind of stay away from the word. But if they're not, then I just go ahead and say, well, I'm a dispatcher.
I love it.
Actually, I don't even call myself a dispatcher. I call myself a team leader.
Okay.
Love that.
Yeah.
All right. I can live with that. Well, Leah, let's rip it off and see where it goes. We'd love to. We obviously don't want to hear the carrier in that conversation or hear the name of that company. We just want to hear you walk through that call.
Okay, so let me just.
What's the name of your dispatching company, Leah?
DCMJ Logistics.
Okay. And how can people find you and reach out to you?
We have a website. We just put our website out. So it's dcmjlogistics.com. And all of our information is on there, the different services we offer, a contact sheet if you just want to fill it out and just get some more information from that. And also all of our partnership agreement is also on there too.
Awesome.
Nice. Yeah. Very convenient.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's hear it. Let's see what you got.
Here we go. Let's see. So I'll just mute it until I say his name, and then I'll put it back on. No answer. Let's go to the next.
Mm-hmm. We've had a few of those already this morning.
Yeah, we have. That happened.
Yeah.
I like Hitman. He says, just let me know because I have 95% hit rate of getting past the gatekeeper because Hitman's a broker. So
yeah,
I love that.
If you want to start your day on a good note, watch that guy's live.
Oh my gosh,
he's very positive.
It's too funny.
No answer. We're going to keep going. We got a whole list here. So let's see.
Yeah, that's out.
It's when you want it, then to answer the phone. Hello? Nobody was there. Let me see. I have another one. Let me see. His name is
Ashley, how often are you cold calling?
So I was cold calling only on Wednesdays and Thursdays because that's just what I saw online. But I saw one of your, I think where I was at the demo, and you said that you did a cold call on 1 p.m. on a Sunday. So I was telling Nate that I'm going to try that this Sunday. I want to see how it works out for me.
Yeah, will you keep us posted on
Hello, yes, nice. Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, I'm good. My name is Leah. I'm calling from DCMJ Logistics, and I'm calling to see what type of equipment do you normally run?
You forget you called me before.
Oh, did I? And I was supposed to call you back, wasn't I?
Yeah.
And here I am. Here I am.
You got a random number or something.
Yeah,
But
so
anyway.
If I remember correctly, you have a power only, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. And you were busy that day. So are you available right now to have a short conversation?
Yeah.
Okay.
No problem.
So where do you like to run out of, George?
Like I said before, I have only power unit,
Uh-huh.
and I have a Twig card.
Okay.
I live in South California.
Uh-huh.
I can go anywhere, depending upon the mileage rate.
Uh-huh. And I just want to let you know, I did speak to a broker about that. And right now, it really depends on where you want to run. So how far, you want to go, what radius you want to stay within, what ports you're comfortable running out of. And so it depends on you, actually, as far as what type of rate could be available for you. And whether or not you're comfortable, going over the road and going to different ports as well.
No problem. I can go anywhere.
Okay, you can go anywhere. All right. So, George, I believe I have your email. Is this the cell phone that you're on?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you our partnership agreement, because once you complete that partnership agreement, and understand that doesn't lock you into anything, okay? That just gives me permission to speak to brokers on your behalf and get the rates that you're looking for. Anything that I find, I will call you to make sure that you're okay with it, that you're comfortable with it, and then we can go from there. You don't ever have to accept it. You can always say no.
I'm not signing agreement. Sorry for that, because I'm already have my authority. I have load boards, and I see the rates is not very well compared to fuel charge, the fuel prices.
Right. Well, see, there's a difference from what you see and what I will get. A lot of times, what you see are what the brokers put on the board, right? But the brokers that I work with, they call me before they actually post the load on the board. So the rates that I see are maybe different from what you actually see. And because I have a relationship with them, they call me knowing that, I'm going to ask for higher rates for all my drivers. So, don't go off with what you actually see on the load boards. Just give it a try and see. Like I said, the agreement doesn't lock you into anything. It just gives me permission to speak on your behalf.
Yes, but you told me before you would send me
yes.
Rate confirmation, but you didn't.
No.
And I told you, okay, I'm waiting till holiday finish, and you contact me, but you forget that.
No, I didn't forget you. I've been waiting for these brokers, because actually one called me today. He has a load out of Texas, out of the Houston port. And he gave me the rate for that load, but it wasn't within my limits of what I like. It was actually 500 miles round trip, right? But it was only paying $2,000, and that's a little too low for me. So, even though he presented it to me, I wasn't going to present that to anyone else because it's not high enough. He needed to come up on that. So he's gonna,
How much you charge for your
my percentage?
Dispatch.
Well, it depends. Depends on how much you want to run it for me. It depends on what type of loads you want to take, and then we can negotiate it. My current rate is 10%. However, it is negotiable. So if you want to run a little bit more frequently for me, then we can go down to 6%.
6%?
Yes.
It's very high too.
6% is high for you? So this is another option. Okay. We also do another option where we do a 4% per load or a $400 per week. So let's say I make you $3,000 in that week. Instead of paying me 4% on that, you'll pay me $400. So we can work around that as well. So we have different options for different carriers, and all of our plans are based off of you. None of our plans are just stuck in stone. We work with the individual to see what best works for you. Okay, because we understand, especially with you having a power only, the cost of fuel is outrageous right now. And we're not trying to hurt your pockets. We want your pockets to grow. So we have to come down on our rates a little bit, and continue to build our relationship. Then we can do that.
Let me think about it. Thank you for calling.
Okay, I'll send you out everything and I'll leave the percentage part blank so that you and I can negotiate it. And then once we come up with a rate that we're both comfortable with, we can go from there.
I have your agreement already in my email, but I not agree with that because that's not worth it.
The percentage? Yeah.
Not worth it.
Well, like I said, you know, what percentage is comfortable for you?
I pay like 4% maximum.
Okay. All right. So why don't we do this? We can go ahead. I can see what loads are available. I can send you a new agreement. I'll change the percentage to 4%. All right. You book a load with me. You see if you like it. And if you like it, we can continue from there. How's that?
Let me see.
Okay. So I can send you out a new agreement and adjust the rate to 4%.
All right.
Okay. All right. So if I do that, are you going to sign it and send it back, George?
Let me see the percentage.
Because I'm giving you your percentage. I'm giving you that 4%. So I'm working with you because I know the fuel is.
It's not about 4% only. I need to check the rates. Maybe you told me good speak in the beginning, but later I can't find this confirmation.
Yes.
With the rates. Because everybody complain about that in social media.
Oh.
The rates not worth it anymore, and the fuel is going up, and nobody can stop it. The prices. So
yeah. Now, do you work with a factoring agency by any chance?
I work it for what?
Do you have a factoring agency?
Who is the activating agency?
A factoring agency is an agency that will prepay you for the loan before you actually get paid for them. And some factoring.
You mean a factoring company?
Yes, yes.
I have a factoring company.
Okay, because a lot of them offer a gas card incentive where you can actually receive gas at a reduced rate if you sign up with their gas program.
Giving you giving you limit places to go, and it's not worth it to go for some
right
places like that. And I pay with my credit card already, and I get a cash back from my credit card, and it's equal.
Okay. So yeah, I'm fully aware of the gas. I understand that some places like dollars right now. So I am more than willing to compromise and work with you on that 4% and find loads for you that you're comfortable with your rate. Okay.
Just to give me the past confirmation before, like something you did and how much you paid for the loads and or you get for the loads from brokers.
Yes. What I can actually
see your list.
What I can actually do is I can send you our link to our Facebook site, because on the Facebook site I actually have postings of rate confirmations that we already did for some of our drivers.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can see on there the actual rates that we actually were able to get our drivers. And these drivers aren't even power only that I posted right now. The drivers that I posted are box trucks. And I was able to get rates for them and loads for them between 2,900, 1,900, 2,000. And that's only, one of them was only 800 miles. So if I'm able to get them rates like that, imagine what I can do for you.
Yeah, it's a different situation because straight box trucks is making more money now than 53-foot trailer, because they taking the loads from anywhere, they go anywhere. Maybe they can work local and making more money.
Yeah.
Than
long
distance.
That is true, but most people are only able to get their box trucks between $1.50 to $1.70 per mile. That's not acceptable to me. I don't accept those loads for my box trucks. So for
I think they make more than that. I seen the billboard showing them for 26 foot, like $5 a mile.
Oh yeah, I don't know what load boards you're looking at. I need to find those load boards for my box trucks
it's
because
regular DET and truck stop.
Yeah, because Yeah.
There's many load boards now.
Yeah, no. They're definitely not getting $5 per mile on those load boards. Sometimes it's 70 cents per mile, 71 cents per mile for the box trucks on those load boards. But like I said, I have contact with brokers directly. So before they even
When you live in the East has a good rates than West now.
Yeah.
And they paying good money for the driver in New Jersey.
Yeah.
I know you are in New Jersey.
Oh yeah, but my box
Elizabeth.
trucks. But most of my box trucks are not in New Jersey. My box trucks are in. Yeah, I have box trucks in New Jersey, Georgia, and Texas. So my box trucks are throughout the country, and along with I have a power only right now in Georgia as well. So
I've been there in a couple of years. I go loading in Bronx, New York.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Bronx many times there, and
the Elizabeth port.
Good money.
Yeah. Have you been to the port in Elizabeth as well?
Elizabeth and Bronx, and I went to Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
Taking sweet from there to down to Texas and Arizona, and come back with vegetables to Bronx and.
Well, I could tell you this right now, I wouldn't even run you in the Bronx because the toll is too high, the gas is too high, and it's too hard to maneuver. But I would definitely keep you in New Jersey, like New Hampshire, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, not up in the mountains though, because that's even hard to maneuver. So, it depends on where you want to go and where you're comfortable at, but we could definitely work it out for sure.
Let me see.
Okay.
Just send me your Facebook page, and let me see how is work going on.
Okay, no problem. Thank you, George.
No problem.
Okay. All right.
Thank you for calling.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Wow.
Woo!
That was awesome.
Man, that's a call right there. I mean, we got to unpack this thing.
Oh, yeah.
What is going on?
Yeah.
I love that.
I had totally forgot that I had called him until I seen it because I had him down as a different name.
I love that. That's so funny you say that. I've done that before where you're like, well, that didn't work the way I thought it was, but you rolled with it, Leah. I got to give it up, Leah. There was so much meat in there, so much conversation. You know what I loved about it is you really didn't take no. Khalees Logistics said, she said, should you give up after he says basically no twice? And really, for the most part, really what you were trying to get accomplished is building trust with him.
Right.
And you figured out where his breaking point was, right? You figured out, okay, I can't get 10. Let's try 7. I can't get 7. Let's go 4 with a minimum. It was really interesting, to just listen to that and kind of go from there. I loved that you referenced the brokerage relationships. Because he's like, well, I got load boards. There were so many objections in that friggin' call, and you just handled them swimmingly.
Thank you.
Yeah, Leah, you have grown so much, and I like what Isaiah said there. There was still a chance because you kept them on the phone for a while.
Oh, yeah.
And at first it sounded like, but no, you did so good.
Thank you.
To me, you're going to be in the back of his head, and he's going to be thinking about you. So.
Yeah. And he remembered that I called, and I'm like, oh, I did.
Yeah. Well, now the money is in the follow up, right, Leah? So I mean, you just got to touch base and keep building. Oh my gosh, I totally agree. You guys are rock stars today. I've loved every minute of today.
Me too.
I don't necessarily know if we have much more time, but I do want to just wrap this up, Leah, with nice job. I've heard a lot of sales calls. I've been on a lot of sales calls, and I loved every second of how you handled all those objections, Leah. Nice job. That was incredible.
Thank you.
You sound good on the phone. I mean, Ashley, what were your thoughts on this thing?
I thought it was awesome. You were quite determined, and I really respect that. And it made me feel like I can't take no for an answer anymore. I'm not going to just end the call. No, let's talk it out. That was very awesome.
Yeah, just trying to figure out what they're comfortable with. What are you comfortable with? What works for you? That's why I told them, well, everything's not set in stone. We work with the individual. So what's your
You made it about him. That was awesome. Like that's what I love to see that.
Oh, it was insane. It was really good. You connected well with him
Mhm.
and kind of understood how much you could push him back.
Yeah.
It was just really interesting, and I loved, your determination there was incredible. So obviously not every call goes that way.
Right.
No.
I loved every minute of that. That was wonderful. Obviously, ladies, you guys are wonderful to have on. We'll definitely, have you on the show again. I think that's really important. So we'll be in touch. Nate, do you have any closing thoughts at all?
No, I'm speechless. You two did amazing. People in the comments, they learned a lot just from your calls. Ashley and Leah both. So you guys are in different times in this industry. Ashley's a little bit newer, right? Leah, I've seen you grow so much. So for people out there, you're a good example. You grind, you go through these tough times, continue to push, continue to have these mentors. Leah, I know you. Charles Mundy, so you learned a lot from him.
Yes.
I hope you learned a little from us.
A lot from you guys. A lot.
Yeah, it's awesome to have these mentors, right? It really does help you. So
it
I
really
really
does.
appreciate you too so much.
Yeah, Ashley, do you have any closing thoughts at all today? Like, did you learn anything? Do you feel like? Tell me what you've gotten from today.
I've learned to remain determined. So I'm very grateful that Leah was able to get on. She really motivated me today. And I'm grateful that, you guys were cheering me on and giving me good feedback and the people in the chat. So I hope I can stay in connections with everyone. It feels like a good team to be part of. And I would like to do another call like this. And I just thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to just share what I'm doing in the background. So thanks.
Yeah, no, it was awesome to have you on. Leah, any closing thoughts from today?
I'm sorry I missed Ashley's call. My apologies. I can't wait to listen to the tape to hear it, but I just want to say that you guys rock. Really, you guys are awesome. I'm always we're in a dispatching group, a cold calling group. And one of the members from the group did finally sign on with you guys. So I was happy about that because I promote you guys all the time. I'm like, no, there are like so much information. You guys have so much that you just have to tap into it. So I appreciate all of you.
Right. We appreciate you too, for sure. And, we try to give you support as much as we can. Ashley, we met with Leah, more than once. We're actually meeting with her later today, just one-on-one. So Ashley, hit us up. Like I said, let's talk, let's get together, and everyone else watching, hit us up, sign up for eCarrierCheck. Yeah. Great community. You're going to hook up with so many great people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you both for being on. Thank you for everyone that's watched. Obviously hit subscribe, notify. We go live every Friday at 11 Eastern. We'll be doing more calls like this because it's just a lot of fun. Yeah. A lot of energy, a lot of it's very entertaining. So thank you all. Have an awesome weekend, and we will talk with you guys later.
Bye, ladies.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.